Okay. Um, I did. I did. I oopsed and it was meant to be 2 o'clock, my normal. And so Mondays I had scheduled for like 1 a.m. and today's I had scheduled for the wrong time. Anyway, yes. Hello, welcome. um, sorry. I think was just doing the um scheduling for next week. And I think I have them at the correct times for this week. Sorry, y'all. Uh, sorry for the confusion. That is definitely not what I had intended to do in terms of like make you wait for an hour. That was definitely not not the intention. Um, but yeah, so I'm here. Welcome. This past week has been like slightly chaotic, it feels like. On Friday during the stream, I didn't actually know, but my mom had gone, she was planning to go to the grocery store, and she got in the car, cranked it, or tried to crank it, I should say, and it would not turn over, so she couldn't start the car. She came back in and was looking up shops that are local that would have the correct battery to replace it. And she just decided that she would either have it, at that point, she was thinking she would have it towed to like Auto AutoNation or something like that. One of the places that will install the batteries for you. But then when she called AAA, because we do have AAA, um, they were not. It took her a while to get through the automated phone line situation. Um, and then she was asking like my dad has stuff to like help recharge batteries a little bit or whatever. So she was asking if I can get it started. Do I just have to call back and cancel it? And the lady on the phone was like, okay, your call has been canceled. Click, and hung up on mom. She's like, that's not what I was asking. So she had to call back and she finally got through again. And so they said, okay, we'll um, put your name in the queue and a dispatcher will call you and let you know when the tow truck will be sent out. And we waited for hours. And so she finally called him back. And they're like, oh, well, it shows like maybe about 6:30. Keep in mind, like the car, she called them at 2:05. The first time she called them was 2:05 in the afternoon. So by 6, she called again sometime like at, I don't know, like maybe 4 or 5. And that's when they initially told her, like, it may be 6:30 before they call you. So she's like, okay. So she waited and waited and waited and waited, and no phone call, no text messages, no nothing. So she called him again about 9:30, and she was fit to be tied. She was furious. She finally got a human on the phone, and they're like, okay, well, we'll put it, we'll upgrade the priority for you. And a dispatcher should call you shortly to let you know and talk to you about whether or not there will be a truck tonight or about whether it'll be first thing tomorrow morning. Well, because since it was sitting in our driveway, I guess they deemed it like not dangerous for us or something. Because I know like one of the first things they always ask you is like, are you in a safe location? And since you're at home, that's a relatively safe location usually. Anyway, so she's like, okay, well, so at that point she was trying to figure out the Chevy dealership, like what time they would open, because mom was like, we'll just tow it to the Chevy and they can deal with it in case it's not the battery, in case it's something else, because dad could not get it to charge. So she calls them again, and she calls them, I think, at 9 a.m. And somebody had cleared her call, meaning that they canceled it for her without contacting her. No phone calls, no text messages, no nothing. They cleared her call at 8:30 that morning, saying that she didn't need a tow anymore. And she's like, that's not what happened. So she called them at 9 a.m. And got herself put back on the list. And she, again, was royally ticked. And at the 24-hour mark, which is like 2:05, from when we had started, she called him again to get an update on the truck or whatever. And they finally gave her, like, you should be receiving your call from your truck driver within an hour. So we waited till about 3 o'clock. And at about 3 o'clock, he called and he's like, hey, I'm about 5 minutes away. So he finally showed up. He said that on weekends, there's only 2 guys from their company that work the weekends. And he had been up in Dahlonega all morning. And the other guy was working the Augusta area. So I'm like, so why? Why does it take 24 hours to get a tow? And he's like, well, is this a AAA call? And we said, yeah. He goes, that's why. So apparently AAA does not pay their truck drivers very well. Their contracted truck drivers. So like if they can get a different tow job, they were going to take that. So we were just like, thank you so much. We appreciate you coming. But yeah, so he took the car, dropped it off at the dealership, which at that point they had closed because they close early on Saturdays. They're not open on Sundays. Monday's President's Day. I don't know whether or not they're going to get to it on Monday or whether they're going to get to it on Tuesday. So like mom she has not written the letter yet, but she is planning to write a scathing letter to AAA because we pay for like the top tier of AAA in case something happens. So to have to wait 24 hours for a tow and have to call them 6 or 7 times in order to get that is very frustrating. But anyway, so that was, and so then I took mom to the grocery store and then I was going to drop something off at the UPS for like an Amazon return. So we got to the UPS at like 4:20 and they had closed at 4. I was like, no. So I'll have to make another trip up to the UPS store. It was just like, it was not our day / weekend. It was kind of chaotic, kind of frustrating. So I spent some time last night and crocheted. So I now have 3 full skeins of yarn crocheted in this blanket. But yeah, so there we are. Diane, I suspect that because we were not stranded somewhere, they, like, even though they said they bumped our priority because we were sitting at home, I suspect that they lowered the priority because we were not stranded somewhere. But yeah, it's frustrating. Anyway, hopefully you have had a better weekend than that. So Megan said, hello, welcome. You're having a great day today and hope your day is going just as well. I hope so too. Diane said hi. Stacy said hi. Keiko said hi again. I'm so sorry that I scheduled this at the wrong time. Did not mean to leave y'all waiting. Hopefully you were able to write or get something done in the meantime. Keiko said, joining a bit later, eating dinner. You're beta reading for a friend today. Nice. Becca says, hello, hopefully finishing up my homework in the first sprint, then switching over to more fun stuff in the other sprints. Yay! Diane is shooting for 1,900 words today. Excellent. Yes. Oopsies. Oopsies. You're definitely staying. Maybe you can finish your homework before the stream starts. Ooh, that'd be nice. Oh, yeah, life's so sweet. Thank you. Stacy's like, I didn't realize, but that gives me time to eat. Yay. Oh, yay. Homework is done and turned in. Yay. Excellent. Diane and Siri were doing sprints and you got 720. Nice. CB says, happy time zones. I'll be having a bath and washing your hair. Excellent. Yay. Megan says, I'll definitely be here. And then, yes, I was here. Finally. Sorry. Keiko said hi. Yes. Oh, good. I'm glad that y'all are not upset. Francis says, hello, hello, hello. Yes. Yeah. Mom was livid. Dad was also upset because, like, when mom's upset, he's upset because he wants to be able to fix it and he can't. And then, like, he has two different chargers for the batteries, and neither one of them worked. So he couldn't fix it, which made him upset. Also, he's quitting smoking. But that means he's very grumpy. But he's quitting smoking. So I'm glad, but it's also like a little bit of tiptoeing on eggshells while he's going through a process. So Monique says, I was out for most of the morning having brunch and stopping at an Asian market, finally home, working on your Baldur's Gate 3 Act 3 fanfic. Nice. Nice. All right. So it is Sunday, which means it's a blend of productivity and writing for me today. I did a good bit of my productivity stuff yesterday, just sort of like in between crocheting and stuff. Also, as I was crocheting, as I was crocheting, I was like, does Kindle have like a text-to-speech thing? Like, should I try it? And I did. So I managed to finish a short book yesterday using the text-to-speech, started another one. So I'm not in love with the text-to-speech. So I was thinking, I also went through my TBR nonfiction list and the Libby app to see if they had any audiobooks of the books that are already on my TBR shelf. They had one audiobook from my TBR nonfiction, and it has a hold on it, so I have to wait. But I did update my my reading journal for the one that I finished and one that I started yesterday. So yay. But yeah. Keiko's almost finished with your beta reading goal for the day. Nice. You're going to write in your Dragon Age fanfic after that. Yes. Yeah. hopefully. But he smoked for, I think, most of his adult life. He used to smoke pipe, which smelled a lot better than cigarettes. But yeah. And it was also funny because our across the street neighbor came over while Dad and Mom were working on the car yesterday, and to tell Dad, it's like, oh, by the way, I found a way to he's essentially rolling his own cigarettes now. And he was like, I can make a pack for 50 cents instead of paying the premium at the stores. And my dad was like, well, thanks, but I quit last month. Or like, and so it's just, it's timing of everything is frustrating. Diane says, woohoo. Yes. I'm crossing my fingers so hard. Both Mom and I are like, he's very grumpy. So there's like definitely been more arguments in the house. But your husband quit chewing cold turkey a few years ago. He's always saying how glad he is that he did it. For one thing, yeah, it's definitely not cheap for sure. Yeah. And then it's like he's tried a couple times before, but he's told me this, but every time he like seriously tried to stop, somebody would pass away in the family. So he's like, maybe I shouldn't. So hopefully this time nobody passes away. So Megan says, that reminds me, archive.org has an app called Open Library with all the free books they have available. Check it out for books to check out as well. Okay, so Open Library. Let me write that down so I can look that up. Yes. I'm hoping it sticks this time. I'm hoping it does. And it's funny because he didn't, like, mention that he was gonna be trying to stop it. So we had just both mom and I had, like, in our routines of, like, getting groceries and stuff, we had picked up cartons for him, and he's now, like, got, like, 4 cartons out in the garage, and he's not smoking them, so yay. Um, but also, like, can we return those? I don't know. Anyway, we'll see. So, okay, let's do a card. Ooh, 2 came out. Okay, so we have 2. We have, and both of them have pink on them. We have the flamingo, which is embrace the in-between, and the rhino is overcome any obstacle. These seem like very, they kind of at first glance seem like differing mindsets, but it kind of works. So the flamingo is embrace the in-between. And so that's like, don't live in the past, don't live in the future, live in the moment. If you are in 2 different phases, or if you are in the transition phase of something, it's okay to live in that transition. Look forward to what you are wanting to get to, look forward to the goal, but enjoy and learn from the moment. The rhino, on the other hand, is overcome any obstacle. Sometimes that's a straight head-on full charge. Sometimes that's a maybe stop and go around it, dig under it, whatever, but like overcome any obstacle. Sort of like setting your head down and just going for it. But sometimes overcoming an obstacle requires assessment of the situation. And so if you pause and take a look at where you want to go, take a look at where you are and how you get there, then you can figure out your plan for how you're going to do it and overcome the obstacles. So they go well together, I think. But yeah. But there are our 2 friends today. The flamingo and the rhino. Stacy pulled the Queen of Vessels, which is the Cups suite. Nice. And Monique pulled the Lovers. So we have Major Arcana, and we have one of the Royals. You also pulled Keening, hold on for just a moment in time, acknowledging before the release and liberating what needs to be freed. That's kind of like the embrace the in-between, that moment of transition. Very similar. All right. Now that we have those cards, let's go ahead and do a sprint. Diane pulled the Ace of Swords. Nice. We've had several swords lately, I feel like. Swords and wands have been, I think, prevalent in the decks that y'all have pulled from recently. Okay, I think I want to start with the beach timer. And oops, I have my tabs in the wrong order. No wonder that felt weird. All right, we're going to start with the beach timer, which does have the ambient wave sounds. So if that bothers you, apologies, and feel free to mute me. Also, there will be a beach party at the end of it in terms of the music. So it's probably going to startle me. Hopefully it will not startle you as well, but just in case, there is a party at the end. All right, let's go ahead and get this whole shebang started. So 1, if you've already been working today, now's a fantastic time to save. If you have not been working yet, now is your opportunity to open whatever document that you are going to be working on. I opened a whole bunch of things to print, so there we go. All right. 2, make sure you have something to hydrate with. I have a whole bunch of like water bottles, so I'm going to try and start using them and then recycle them. That way they can be out of the kitchen, but also like so we don't have to deal with them anymore. So cheers. 3, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back for that posture check. Make sure you're not slouching too much. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 25 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. There's that. Did I mute? Yes, I did. Okay. There we go. Trying to update some of my trackers that I realized I had not paid attention to for several weeks. How we doing? How was that sprint? I moved around a couple things, deleted several things. Don't really want to work in the current document that I've got open, so I think next sprint I'm going to be switching to a different document. Yeah, that's where we're at. I've also decided that I'm going to, for March, I'm going to shake up the habit tracker that I've been using. I have been doing like a vertical dot system. And just as January went on, I had more and more of my did not do dots. And then this month has been terrible. So I'm thinking that this tracker one isn't really helping me motivate myself. So I'm going to shake up the style, I think. I may come back to this later in the year. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm going to try out a different tracker page setup situation for March. But that's a problem for later because it's not March yet. So, yeah. Let's see. Cool Gamer is here. Hey, hello, welcome. KK Chronicles, hello, welcome. And Stacy says 191 words. You were watching a video. Excellent. Becca ended up packing because you get your keys on Friday. Yay, exciting. So you get your keys this Friday, which will be the 23rd. Is that right? Yes. Do you have to be out by the 29th or like how much leeway, how much time do you have? Is it like just the weekend? Is it like a week? What's the situation? Becca says you never realize how much stuff you have until you move. Yeah, when you just like keep pulling it out, keep packing, keep needing more boxes. Yeah. There is definitely that. Don't have to be out of your current apartment until March 3rd, so you have a good week to fully move, which is fantastic. Especially if you were doing the move yourself but yeah. Sorry. Moving is not the most pleasant thing. So I think the best advice that I have heard in regards to moving is that as soon as you know you are moving, like start packing instantly. Like the stuff that you don't use in a box. The stuff that you may only use, after you move in a box. Like just start packing. But yeah. You hired movers for Monday the 26th. Okay. Which means that you have this week and the weekend to pack your things and have it ready for movers to just like put it on the truck and take it. Of course, it could be a company that like they only insure what they pack, in which case that's frustrating too. Becca said, I had thought I wanted to finish that dress this week, but that didn't happen. So you're packing up the sewing stuff. Fair enough. That'll give you less stress and things to worry about. It's just like, put it away, deal with it later. So, says the Dawdling Writer, the procrastinator extraordinaire. Stacy's dad is there, so you're gonna step away for a few minutes. All right, have fun. Um, CB says, I moved twice in the space of 10 months, moving sex. Yeah. Yeah. That's what my brother and sister-in-law's friend who lives here, she was telling me about her sister who had moved 3 times in the last year. Like states, moved not just like down the street, but like moved states 3 times in the year. And I was like, yikes. That's a lot. I don't think I could handle all that. Yeah. Goodness gracious. All right. So hopefully this second sprint I will be a little bit better in terms of like getting something writing wise done. Um yeah. Megan says, did I miss you talking about my message? ADHD strikes again. Scroll. The archive.org has an app called Open Library. Yes, I saw that. I wrote it down on my like little notepad, but then I decided to be better about it and write it actually in my recommendations page in my journal. So now I have it in a much more like permanent spot so that I don't forget about it. It's going to be Becca's 12th time moving in the last 7 years. That's a lot. That's a lot. Hopefully you can stay at the new place for a while. Yes. And also hopefully you at this point, you know, the choices of like what you keep are pretty well pared down, I would think. So Diane got 418 words. Nice. Diane says, I don't know after the first move, but I bet she has it down to the science, right? Yeah. Although it always seems stressful to me. But that's again because I haven't done it like too many times in my adult life. So CB says, I'm only going to move one more time and then I'll be living where I'm living, and that's it. I'm not doing it for at least 2 years. Yes. Okay, you were writing about your theory about how emo music was influential in changing attitudes towards mental health. I think that's probably true because there was such a wave of it, and it was so popular, and the aesthetic that went along with it um, was probably a change for a lot of teenagers. And so parents started really like wondering what is up with this? Why is there this whole like enormous group of music? Why is there's, why are so many kids attracted to it, and started paying more attention to it? So I'm not sure that it necessarily changed attitudes as much as it called attention to the issue. Because it is such a distinct look. So yeah. Distinct look, distinct sound. I mean, for me, emo and like metalhead, like the visual aesthetic is very close there. Maybe it's because I grew up in like the 90s grunge, but like grunge, emo, skater, punk, and like the kids who were into metal, like they were all like kind of adjacent to each other. But so it's an interesting theory. Is definitely, and I think there is some definite valid points in there. But yeah, it was. Yeah. Then why was goth not as influential in terms of mental health acceptance? Ooh, okay. Hmm. I think okay, so this may be a controversial hot topic, hot take, whatever. Like full goth versus emo. Full goth has a lot more sort of like aesthetic connotations with sort of like vampirism, skulls, uh, death, etc., that are closer to an adjacency to how Christianity sees uh, satanicism and like devil worship and all that kind of stuff. Whereas emo is a little more on the lighter, on the punk side. Um, there may still be skulls and stuff, but like it's it's more of like the pirate skull and crossbone rather than like a real skull type thing that you want to collect and keep on your wall. Um, so and has always been this like almost visceral rejection from a lot of the Christian community to like things that are tied to paganism, satanicism, devil worship, anything that they view as sort of demonic. And so there's like this very thin razor line between the two aesthetics. And I think that is a major point of it is like full goth is much more on the dark side of visual aesthetics. Um, Whereas emo and punk, you may have like the stripe of bright red or blue or purple, and like it is viewed as more of a music scene. Whereas the full goth has other implications in terms of it's not just a music. It's not just. So I think that has a lot to do with it, especially in here in the Western Hemisphere. Um, and I guess maybe some of Europe, but I don't know. I'm not sure that goth per se was as big in Europe as it is here in like the US. And I could be wrong about this, but there's also an aspect of like goth aesthetics that is harkens back to sort of like the Gothic times, Gothic architecture and that kind of stuff. And so it's like it's okay. So it's akin to in my brain. It's akin to the Americans' obsession with like the royal families. It's because we don't have that anymore. And so there is a nostalgia almost that like, and again, this is like stepping into like controversial territory and like, what are you nostalgic for? Typically, people who are obsessed with like royal family and uh, Gothic architecture and that kind of stuff. Um, Typically, they're white. Let me just typically they're white. And the nostalgia is a very biased perception in terms of like what what you think you're nostalgic for, what you think you're sort of romanticizing it essentially. But with Europe, there is because you're living amongst the architecture, because you're living amongst the historical pieces, there's not as much of a nostalgia there, I think. Again, this is coming from like an American, so this is just my supposition. But so there's an aspect of that, the historical aspect of things. But I think a lot of times the visual aspect of goth versus emo is very, very it's not super distinct, but there is a big difference. And the color palette is there, and the types of skull decorations are very different a lot of times. And you might have like skulls versus goth over and versus like geometric spikes on your belt for emo and punk. So like, it's very different. And anytime you are very different in a very religious area, there's some aspects of it that get side eyes for sure. And so then you go back to like, is this a cry for mental help, or is this like, is this a, some sort of like demon possession type, and like you cure it with prayers. So yeah. Anyway, let's move on from that. Diane says, getting into deep conversation with hubby about Beyonce singing country music. Oh boy, that can be fun. Megan says, interesting points. If I make a post about this, can you steal some of the points? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And this is, again, just like me talking like out of my head, my first reactions to the idea of like, why, because this is a very interesting point. Like, why was goth music not as influential? But yeah. Francis says goth was mostly about nonconformism, whereas emo was more about emotionally charged lyrics. I would agree with this as well. Yeah. Yeah. I would agree. Alrighty. Let's not make the comments disappear from myself. So let's go ahead and do our second sprint. We'll continue with the water timers. And the second sprint, as always, is the self-promo sprint. So if you have something you want to promote that is writing adjacent, please take the time to do so during this second sprint, which means if you have a YouTube channel, Twitch channel, Etsy store, Amazon author page, website, blog, social media handles, any of that kind of stuff that is writing adjacent, please let us know where we can find you and your work. Just remember that if you do not have a blue inch of power, you will not be able to post direct links. That being said, please make sure you do your self-promo. My self-promo is, if you are not subscribed and you would like to be, please consider it. That's my self-promo. All right, here we go. 1, save your document. 2, take a sip of whatever it is that you were hydrating with. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back for that posture check. Make sure you're not slouching too much. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, take a break. But also, if you get a snack, tell me what snack you get, because I'm feeling slightly snackish, so I might have to run to the kitchen. Anyway, if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. How was that? 820, no, 804 words was what I got that time. So better, much better. Okay, so yay. Okay. Don't forget that was the second sprint. So if you have something that you would like to promote, please do so in the chat. Megan's self-promo. Are you curious about the disability models? Learn about the top 3 you see in society here. And here is Megan's first article about the disability models. Or you can check out all that Megan does here at the link tree. Keiko says, I'm trying to make a cover in Canva and it's loading and loading and loading. Gotcha. Yeah. Sometimes Canva takes like so much internet bandwidth because of all the images. It's kind of frustrating. Megan says the discussion about emo music inspired you, so you got quite a bit written down, even though you also edited your link tree. Nice. Hi, Lexi. You got 1,757. Wow. Nice. Becca says, I made and ate lunch and did a little bit more packing. I have to go get some more boxes, though, and I don't want to. Oh, no. I'm assuming you probably have used up all of your tubs and things. So, yeah. I don't know if you have any of the vacuum pack bags for clothes that you're not going to be wearing during the move. Sorry, y'all. Apparently, I need to go make myself a cup of tea or something. But yeah, vacuum pack bags if you have any of those. Otherwise, yeah, boxes. Diane says 640. Nice. Stray thought. I don't know if you made your way over to the Starbucks if they would have any extra cardboard boxes, broken down or otherwise, that you could maybe take. I don't know if they do that. I mean, I know they get stuff in boxes. I just don't know, if they're the right, decent size boxes, all that. So, Diane got 640. Nice. Kate got 1,067, still in chapter 2. Nice. I love your avatar, by the way. So cute. Diane has met your writing goal for today. Yay! But with good sprints, you're just going to keep going. Excellent. Stacy says 193, visited with your dad, finished a video, and you're now on to a second stream. If anyone wants to jump over to Caro's stream, every like equals a pet for her dogs at the end of the stream. Nice. Stream hop for sure. Let's see. Keiko says, I mean, it's only a substitute cover, but still, I can't even remotely do what I want. Oh, no. Becca says, ooh, I do have some suitcases. Yes. Fill those up. Yes. Yes, yes. Perfect. Francis, did your planning for next week? Excellent. Excellent. Yeah. Yeah. Next week is week. Is it week 8? Yes. I think it's week 8. I don't remember. Okay, yes, we're definitely gonna have to make some tea or coffee this sprint for sure. So and also maybe blow my nose. All of a sudden got kind of stuffy in there. Um, all right, let's do okay, Rainbow Record, Winter Morning, or Purple Teapot. All 30 minutes, all silent. Which would you prefer? Rainbow Record, Winter Morning, Purple Teapot. What would you like for your third sprint? Rainbow Record, Winter Morning, or Purple Teapot? What do you want? What do you want? Let's see. Stacy says either the Rainbow Record or the Purple Teapot, and Keiko says the Winter Morning. So we have one vote for each. Anybody else want to cast a vote and give us a determining factor? All right, we'll start with Rainbow Record. There we go, Francis. Thank you, just in time. We'll start with the Rainbow Record, and then we can go from there. All right. So, 1, save your document. 2, take a sip of whatever it is that you're currently hydrating with. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back for the posture check. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. I got 642 that time. Okay. Oops. There we go. Highlight where I'm leaving off. Okay. Saved. Yay. So Keiko's still having issues with Canva. So you're trying to get the photo into one of the frame elements, but when you drag and drop and sort of like hover photo over it, it only shows a circle with a line through it saying sort of like the no. Shows that no matter where you try to get the picture on the cover. Loading and loading. Should I try to? Okay. The photo that you are trying to use, have you, like, was it from Canva or have you uploaded it to Canva? Because if I don't know if you're trying to drag it from your computer straight into the Canva document without uploading the photo to Canva. I don't know if that's an issue. It's all in Canva. Okay. Okay, so let's do this. Present, share screen. Where's the Canva? Here's the Canva. Okay. Oops. Well, nope, that didn't pop up. Okay, so I've got to share the wrong one. Or I have shared the incorrect. Share screen. Yeah. Okay, so if I want a frame graphic, so if I want this one, we'll just pop that in there. Then I want a photo. We want, I don't know, sure, we want this one. So I'm going to click, hold, and drag. Okay. So it wants to cover that. Interesting. It's definitely a frame. You want to use one of the paper ones. Paper ones. Paper? I guess I'm not understanding in terms of like, there's that. It's a frame. We want to add the photo. Kind of moving it around until, is it going to snap into place? Yeah, this one I don't think is the right like ratio or something. So it's not going to pop into place. So it may be that what you chose as a frame is not really a frame. I'm not real sure. Like that one that we had added before is interesting. So like it's doing the same thing here. So I don't know if you have to like put this in. I don't know. I would think that this would snap in, but I don't know. But we're just gonna crop that and then I don't know. So you may just have to play around and see if you can find a frame that is free that the photo will snap into the frame. So it may be whatever combination of frame and photo you are using. I'm not real sure. I generally just kind of play around until I get something that works. So there are paper ones like the frames. They look like paper, and the inside is a standard thing of hills and clouds. Okay, so okay, so the ones that have the hills and clouds, that's sort of like the ones that look like paper, though. I don't understand that. Okay, let me see if I can get this to show them. Okay, so now we've got these. Maybe this one or something. So then we go to photos. And yeah, so it doesn't always, like sometimes where it wants to snap in is a little different. So I don't know if that's, you typed in old paper. So you're wanting to use this as the background, like that. So for that one, all I did was okay. So that doesn't happen when you go over the picture with it. Okay. So let's, if I pop another one of these on here and I try one of these that has the little crown, it still lets me do it, but it's got the watermarks on it. So I don't know what's wrong with yours, but it should be just pretty simple. So yeah, so I do not know. I cannot solve your problem, apparently. So I'm sorry. The drag and drop doesn't happen. It shows a little no symbol. Yeah, I do not know what's going on then. Maybe Canva in your area is down. I don't know. Or like the server from your area is funky. I don't know. But that's frustrating. Okay. You're signed in over Wattpad function. That may be the issue. That maybe the issue is that you're like going in through a different website. I don't know. Does that mean you have to make a Canva account? I just want to make a substitute cover. I don't know. It worked last time. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I find a Canva account highly useful, even as just like the freebie. So I don't know. Yeah, CB's like, sounds like you might need to. Unfortunate, yeah. I mean, I know it can be frustrating having like so many accounts for so many different things, but yeah. So it sounds like it's a Canva issue, and whether or not it's the linkage between your Wattpad and the Canva, I don't know. But it definitely sounds like something is wrong. So, but yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and do another sprint. We can do another full-sized sprint. Okay, let's do the winter morning one. Oops, I've got my things backwards again. Present, share screen. Yes, share screen. There we go. Yeah, so I'm glad we finally figured out what you were doing, but that should work. It should be able to drag and drop. So that sounds like it's a Canva issue. So, all right, let's go ahead and get this sprint done. So 1, save your document. 2, take a sip. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine or roll your shoulders back for that posture check. And 4, make sure if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, that was the 4th sprint. How'd we do? Either in that sprint or in the whole stream. How'd you do? Okay. Finally got over 1,000 today in that sprint. Okay. So that means I have crossed the 32,000 mark, almost the 33,000 mark for the month. And I am approaching the 92,000 for the year so far, for the quarter, whatever. So I'm trying to think. Yeah, I'm behind by 4 days, I think. 3 or 4 days. It's okay. I'll make some up. I will spend some time. But because yesterday I didn't write. I did not write with the AAA car situation. I needed something to relax, and so I read stuff and crocheted and that kind of thing instead of writing or editing. But yeah, so not too bad. Not too bad. I did get I got over 2,500 today. So that is good. I will take it. Will absolutely take it. I'm going to save my document though. How'd you guys do? Yay! Keiko got it to work. But she did have to go and make a Canva account rather than trying to use it through Wattpad. Emma is here. Hello, hello. Welcome. Hope everyone's having a productive time. I hope so too. You are working on your stupid Regency romance. I hate it at the moment. Oh no. Yeah. There are the moments where you hate your work. It's like, it's so much frustration, so much expectation for yourself. Like, and it's just kind of like that weird combo of the disappointment and expectation and all that kind of stuff. But yeah. And I don't know necessarily like why you're hating it at the moment. Is you know, sentence structure, grammar, flow of the plot, or your characters doing something that you think they shouldn't be doing? Are they running away and not doing what you tell them to do? That kind of stuff. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know your reasoning, but I sympathize. CB says you're working on editing the first chapter of To Stark for President. Excellent. Oh no, Keiko says, now I noticed the error in the title after you finished the cover and uploaded it onto your project. Yeah. Yeah, but now that you have Canva, you can easily go back in and edit and then re-upload. Stacy got 271 words that sprint, and you were almost finished making dinner. Yay! You have 1,108 words for the day. Fantastic. Fantastic. All right, y'all. I think that's going to be it for me. I'm going to go check on, you can hear Mom rustling around in the kitchen. So I'm going to go check on what she wants for dinner. And then enjoy my evening. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll do a 5-minute cleaning sprint. So feel free to get your desk as messy as you want tonight. Maybe not quite that messy. Maybe, whatever. Anyway, so we will see y'all tomorrow. Don't forget to save. Don't forget to hop over to the other streams that is this evening. Julie normally does sprints at 8 p.m. Eastern, so that's in 3 hours. So if you're still awake and have time for that. But yeah, so I will see y'all in the comments. I will see y'all in the chats, and thank you. And don't forget to save. All right. Bye.